Hi there. It's me here, Annalena. I want to share a story with you, I'm going to share the first chapter, and then go chapter by chapter in separate videos. So the story is called "The Mollimi People from Deep Space," and it's a story that I have dedicated to my beautiful mommy. And Mollimi is actually a nickname that she used to call me when I was little. so, yeah, I'll just get started. Um, and this one is The Mollimi People from Deep Space, and it's dedicated to my mommy. And the chapter one is called The Flaming Eye in the Fountain. Look, says a beautiful older woman, leaning over a fountain made of solid dark wood. The fountain is decorated with magical patterns and is placed in the middle of the floor inside a small house also made of wood. The woman's hair is put up in a long grey braid that begins with a curve about her crown and ends far down the center of her back. She is wearing a dark purple gown of soft, fine wool and has a light-colored leather belt around her waist with a little leather bag inside it. The woman's eyes are clear and deep blue like the sea. Her name is Aquene. A boy and a girl about 13 years old each sit on either side of the woman. The girl is named Amitola. The boy is named Motega. All three watch carefully as the pure, clear water in the fountain moves in a spiral that begins at the bottom of the fountain and spins up to the surface. Aquene squints her eyes when a flaming eye suddenly appears in the living water. Her eyes gleam in the fiery red glow. The two youths watch in wonder at what is happening right before their eyes. It's an eye of fire, exclaims Amitola. She has long dark hair with many long thin braids which are gathered up in a thick ponytail. She has the finest silk ribbons in all the colors of the rainbow woven into her braids. Her large dark brown eyes have a natural glow, and she has a watchful gaze that makes it almost impossible to tell her a lie. She is dressed in an elegant knee-length leather dress decorated with intricate beaded patterns. Around her waist she has a beautifully decorated silver belt, and on her feet are a pair of dark brown suede boots that go up to the ankles. Yes, it is the third eye of the universe, answers Aquene as she nods thoughtfully. What does it mean? Asks Motega. He looks inquiringly at the older woman. Motega has a bushy mass of bright yellow hair on his head, and his eyes are dark green. He wears a headband that matches the color of his eyes. He also wears leather hunting clothes. The top piece is golden brown and goes down to his thighs, and he has a red-brown belt of braided cord around his waist. The black pants reach to his ankles and are bound from the knees down with the same type of cord as used in the belt. On his feet he has short, light brown suede boots. Motega almost always has a merry smile on his lips and a gleam in his eye. Like the others, he has a natural radiance about him. Aquene answers, "It means that the Intergalactic Council has gathered." The older woman speaks in a low voice and has a contemplative look on her face. "What is the Intergalactic Council?" asks Amitola. Her eyes are open and curious. "It is the council in the universe that keeps watch over all the planets in space and all the aliens who live there." Aquene lifts her gaze from the fountain for a moment and gives the two children a mild look. "Aliens?" Motega asks brightly. He looks questioningly at the older woman. Aquene smiles a little to herself, and fine smile wrinkles create a beautiful pattern around her eyes. She replies to Motega, "Yes, all beings that live in space are aliens. We here on Mollimi are also aliens." "Are you saying that we are aliens?" asks Amitola. She and Motega look at the older woman with large, mirthful eyes. "Yes, we all are," answers Aquene as she nods, and all three laugh for a bit. Then they become quiet again and watch excitedly as the flaming eye's pupil transforms into a spiral lit from within. It turns around and around, seeming to move farther and farther into the pupil, until the eye and the spiral disappear, and the planet Earth appears in the fountain instead. "What is it?" the youths ask almost immediately. Amitola and Motega can hardly take their eyes off the beautiful planet that hangs so big and round and blue in space. Aquene nods again, in thought as she explains. "It is one of the planets in space. It is called Earth." "Are they also aliens, those who live there?" Motega has a little glint in his eye when he asks, and Aquene smiles at him. "Yes, they are. All creatures in space are aliens. Those that live on the planet Earth are called humans." Now Aquene takes some small seeds from a little leather bag which she has in her belt, and she sprinkles them into the fountain. The globe begins turning around and around, faster and faster, until it is spinning at high speed. Then it begins to slow down until it stands completely still again. And now sounds are coming from the planet. The three Mollimis hear quarreling, shouting, crying, gunshots and explosions. "What are those sounds?" Motega asks. He now looks serious. "Not everything on earth is good," answers Aquene, with a sad expression in her eyes now. "In some places there is war and humans are suffering." Amitola's eyes widen. "What is war?" she asks, quite concerned and confused. She turns her head to look at the older woman. "It is..." Aquene begins to answer, but is struggling to find the right words. "It is when humans fight each other, and humans lose their lives in the fighting." She bows her head. "But why?" Amitola does not understand this. "They have some things that are called weapons," says Aquene, but then she shakes her head and does not know quite how she should finish the sentence. "But why is Earth appearing in the fountain now?" asks Motega, as he looks questioningly at the older woman. Now Aquene takes a few more seeds from her leather bag and sprinkles them into the fountain, and the sorrowful sounds disappear. The old woman answers, "It is a message from the Intergalactic Council. They want to meet with us." "With us?" Amitola and Motega say at the same time. They look bewildered. "Yes, tonight. You will get your medallions. The time has come." "But for what?" Both Motega and Amitola look questioningly at the older woman as they speak. "I will explain everything later," answers Aquene. "But first I must find Ahanu. Meet us here at sunset." Aquene sends the two youths a quick but loving smile before she goes. Motega and Amitola remain inside the hut and watch closely as the Earth's globe slowly disappears and the fountain is again filled with pure, clear water. "What do you think it all means?" Motega looks at Amitola as he speaks. "I do not know, but it has something to do with us getting our medallions this evening," answers the girl. "We must wait until sunset and hear what Aquene and Ahanu have to say." Motega nods thoughtfully and says, "But it's a long time until sunset. Should we go into the forest and practice with our bows in the meantime?" He smiles and Amitola's face lights up. "Yes, I would love to," she exclaims happily. "Come, let's go." At the door, they each take their own bow and quiver with feathered arrows and fasten them on their backs.